Miles Wei finally admits everything, his hidden feelings for Shen Yue leak online. You won't believe what just happened, and if you think you've seen all the drama unfold in the world of C-drama, think again. Miles Wei, the usually composed and mysterious star, finally broke his silence, and what he revealed has left fans completely stunned. For months, rumors have swirled about his secret feelings for Shen Yue, but today, everything leaked online, and the truth is far more intense and heart-stopping than anyone could have imagined. You need to watch this story all the way to the end because the revelations are shocking, emotional, and will change the way you see these two stars forever. It started with what seemed like a routine filming day on set. Cameras were rolling, assistants were bustling, and the air was thick with anticipation. Shen Yue, radiant as always, was preparing for a scene that demanded emotional vulnerability. Everyone noticed the tension in the room, the way Miles Wei kept glancing at her, eyes lingering just a moment too long, a smile that seemed hesitant yet full of something unspoken. No one dared comment, because everyone knew there was something beneath the surface, something that had been quietly building for months. The scene began, and as Shen Yue delivered her lines with precision and emotion, Miles's gaze never wavered. Fans watching later online would describe it as electric, a spark that seemed to jump between them, visible even through the lens of a camera. But what happened next was not scripted, and no one on set expected it. During a break, Miles was caught on camera sending a message, quickly deleting it, but the moment was already captured by a staff member's phone. That small action was the beginning of the unraveling of a secret that had been hidden for far too long. By mid-afternoon, snippets of conversation leaked online. Fans were quick to notice, piecing together fragments of texts, glances, and body language that revealed something undeniable. Miles Wei had been keeping his feelings for Shen Yue hidden, and now, in an almost cinematic twist of fate, they were exposed to the world. Online platforms exploded with speculation, thousands of comments flooding in every second. The hashtags trended globally, fan accounts dissecting every frame, every movement, every word. Later in the day, during what was supposed to be a private rehearsal, Miles could no longer contain himself. His voice, calm yet charged with emotion, carried across the studio as he admitted, almost whispering but clear enough for a few staff members to hear, "I've always cared about her more than anyone knows. I just didn't have the courage to say it until now." Shen Yue, who had been focused on preparing for her next scene, froze. Her eyes widened, a mixture of shock and disbelief crossing her face. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. Crew members held their breath, unsure whether to intervene or simply witness the raw emotion unfolding before them. Dylan Wang, who happened to be nearby filming another scene, glanced over, sensing the intensity, but even he couldn't have predicted the gravity of this confession. Miles continued, his voice gaining strength with each word. "Every day, I've watched, I've waited, I've hoped she would notice. But I stayed silent because I didn't want to complicate things, because I didn't want to hurt anyone. I had to be honest now." His words, unfiltered and real, seemed to hang in the air like electricity. Shen Yue, caught off guard, stepped back slightly, her hands trembling. Her mind raced as memories flooded in, the small gestures Miles had made, the subtle glances, the moments that had seemed insignificant before, now glowing with new meaning. She could feel the weight of his honesty pressing on her, a mix of surprise, confusion, and a strange, undeniable warmth. The moment was interrupted only by the hum of phones recording, capturing every detail, leaking the confession to the public almost instantly. Fans erupted online, some crying, some screaming with excitement, all stunned that Miles Wei, the enigmatic star, had finally revealed the truth he had hidden so carefully. The footage went viral within minutes, trending worldwide, leaving millions of viewers riveted. Later, behind closed doors, Miles and Shen Yue spoke in a quiet room away from the cameras. Her voice was soft but laced with curiosity. "Why now? Why tell me today?" She looked into his eyes, searching for answers. Miles's expression softened, a rare vulnerability showing through. "Because I realized life is too short to keep hiding. I couldn't live another day without you knowing how I feel." For hours, the conversation continued, filled with hesitation, laughter, and tears. It was a side of Miles Way the world had never seen, genuine, heartfelt, and profoundly human. Crew members who later recounted the day admitted that it felt like witnessing history, a real-life drama unfolding in front of their eyes. By evening, Shen Yue emerged from the room, a mix of contemplation and emotion on her face. Dylan Wang approached, sensing that something monumental had occurred. She gave him a small, almost imperceptible smile, and the world of fans exploded with speculation once again. Every clip, every image, every word spoken was analyzed, creating a storm of excitement and intrigue that showed no signs of slowing. The revelation of Miles Way's feelings has now become a global phenomenon. Social media is flooded with fans expressing disbelief, excitement, and admiration. Discussion threads speculate endlessly about how Shen Yue will respond, how this confession will impact the dynamics on set, and whether a real-life romance could blossom. After Miles Way's confession leaked online, the set was electric. Crew members whispered among themselves, unsure how Shen Yue would respond. Her usual composure was gone, replaced by a whirlwind of emotions, shock, confusion, and an undeniable warmth that crept over her chest. She stepped back, eyes glistening, trying to process the words that had hung in the air moments earlier. Miles, sensing her hesitation, took a careful step closer. "I know this is sudden, and I don't expect anything from you. I just couldn't hide it anymore. I needed you to know," he said softly, his usual calm and controlled demeanor replaced by raw honesty. Shen Yue's hands trembled. Memories of the countless subtle gestures, small smiles, glances that lingered, the moments when he stayed just a little too long, flooded her mind. Each one now felt like pieces of a puzzle finally clicking into place. She swallowed hard, her voice catching. "Miles. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew you cared, but," her words trailed off, the weight of the confession too heavy to speak aloud. Seeing her reaction, Miles's expression softened. "It's okay," he said gently. "You don't have to say anything right now. I just needed to be honest. I couldn't live another day pretending it didn't exist." At that moment, Dylan Wang, who had been filming nearby, noticed the intensity. Though he didn't intervene, he paused and observed, recognizing that something monumental had shifted between the two stars. The atmosphere on set became charged with an energy that transcended acting. It was real, human, and raw. Meanwhile, snippets of the leaked confession spread online like wildfire. Fans were in a frenzy, dissecting every glance, every nuance, every word. Social media exploded with theories, speculation, and emotional reactions. Clips of Miles's confession and Shen Yue's stunned response went viral, trending worldwide within hours. Viewers debated whether this could lead to a real-life romance or if it would remain a fleeting moment of vulnerability between two colleagues. Back on set, Shen Yue finally found her voice. I need time," she whispered, but there was a subtle softness, a hint of warmth in her tone that hadn't been there before. Miles nodded, understanding completely. "Take all the time you need," he replied, his gaze unwavering, offering reassurance without pressure. Hours later, away from the cameras, Miles and Shen Yue sat in a quiet corner, talking in hushed tones. Laughter mixed with moments of silence, vulnerability shared, and trust slowly building. For the first time, fans would later learn that Shen Yue had begun to see Miles in a new light, his honesty, his courage to reveal his feelings, and the gentle way he cared for her above all else. By the end of the day, the two stars returned to filming, their interactions now layered with subtle tension, unspoken words, and glances that spoke louder than any line could. Crew members later admitted that the energy on set had changed dramatically, a magnetic pull between Miles and Shen Yue that couldn't be ignored. As the news spread online, fans continued to dissect every clip, every leaked message, and every subtle look. The speculation, excitement, and emotional investment reached unprecedented levels. For Miles Way and Shen Yue, the day had been a turning point, not only revealing hidden feelings but also cementing a new depth of connection that would resonate for months to come. The story doesn't end here. With Miles Way's confession now public, the world is watching, waiting to see how Shen Yue responds, how their dynamic changes on set, and whether a real-life romance could emerge. This moment will be remembered as one of the most emotionally charged, viral, and unforgettable events in recent C-drama history, a story of courage, vulnerability, and the undeniable power of revealing one's true feelings. Stay tuned, because the next chapters promise even more drama, unseen reactions, and emotional moments that will leave fans glued to their screens. Don't miss a single second of this unfolding story, as every glance, word, and gesture may hold the key to what happens next.